Um, I went to two nurseries to start off. The first nursery I went to was Nightingale Vale Nursery, which is SE18 area. Obviously, my area, SE18. What it was just a walk from my house all the way up the hill and turned left. And I got into nursery just before 8:30. And went in, took my coat off, put my lunchbox with my jacket as well, and I just went straight into the ball pit, like with different coloured balls. You know what I mean. And I was just playing about with the others, getting to know them very well, and also play games with them too. And it's just that it's fun going to nursery, but until a couple of weeks later, the nursery at Nightingale Vale was not good for me at all, because there was a person, which was an Indian woman, that kept on doing that to me, and so that's why my parents had to transfer me out of that nursery to be in Eglinton Nursery, which was the best nursery at the time for me, because the teachers in Eglinton Nursery had taught me a lot over the years. Like, they're showing me how to create art with like leaves and paint, and also painting my name too as well, and they also told me how to write my name as well in actual pencil or pen. And that time, when it came to I think it was Christmas, that time, I was making paper chains, like with different coloured card. You had to put like a bit of glue on one end and stick it together at the other end. And well, when I was in nursery, I didn't even talk at all. I just concentrated what I was doing. Just keeping myself occupied, like reading a book or drawing pictures of Power Rangers, and like drawing different coloured shapes as well. That kept me occupied, but quite frankly, when I always went to nursery, I was too scared and too nervous to talk. So that's why they called me the quiet one. The quiet one. Back then, all those years ago. And then after I did a bit of artwork with the nursery teachers, after that I went into the playground to play with the other kids as well. Obviously I was a kid back then. Yeah. And I was going through what you call it. I was going through what they call like like a tunnel, different colours, and there was a slide in there as well. I was enjoying the slide more than the tunnel, really. I was going wee all the way down, wee all the way down, wee all the way down, and it was fun. It was fun being at nursery because Eglinton Nursery has taught me a lot over the years. And after I left Eglinton Nursery, I went to Eglinton Infant School, which was the best school to start off with. And I loved my teacher, Miss Vera Singer. She was the best teacher I had, and also I had the best LSA in the world, which is Miss Johnson. Because every time I was behaving myself, she always gets me this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers colouring pictures. That's only when I behave myself. And I did. I did. Yeah. I did. And just after tidying up, it was a pleasure because that time when I was in infants, it was my I think it was my fourth birthday at the time, and I was actually surprised because I'm still a big fan of Power Rangers up to this day, which I still am, obviously. But there was the only. There also, I remember in Eglinton Infants was like we had a party because one of the dinner ladies were leaving the school at the time, which was Mrs. Smith, I think. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Mrs. Smith, because she was due to have a baby at the time. And I was just jiggling in the back, going ole 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 ole, singing, feeling hot. That was the fun times, fun times. It still is in other words, good memories. I do have a attempt to see Miss Fair Singer most of the time on my app when I'm out and about, like around the area here. Because I seen her one time in Bexley Youth, and she was standing opposite near Sainsbury's and also Argos as well. And I went over to see her, and she said, "Lawrence? Hello, Miss Fair Singer. It's been years." And she actually recognised me from all these years. And I'm like, I was surprised. And also Miss Johnson was there too. And I'm like, oh my God. First I saw my teacher, and now I found my old LSA, Miss Johnson. She was actually pleased to see me. She was like, "Oh, give me a hug, give me a hug, give me a hug." And I was like, because obviously she was delighted to see me all this time, because it's been God knows how many years, so many. And when I saw her, she said, "How old are you now?" I said, "I'm 28. 28 now. I'm getting old." Oh God, I don't want to get old. When I left infants, I went to juniors. Way before it became Eglinton Primary. Way before that. Eglinton Juniors was the other best school I went to. My first ever teacher was Miss Francis, and the other LSA was Miss Reader. And then every time it was time for maths, I always go to Miss Frost's class to do maths. And maths was okay, but I managed to get most of the sums correctly. But I still passed my my GCSEs in that time as well, and that's how I got like certificates from all of that, and also doing literacy and also doing history and geography. In other words, talking about how the World War started and also how the World War ended. And I've learned a lot in the two schools that I told you about, and when I turned 11 years when I was 11 years old, before I left primary, I said bye. And quite frankly, it was scary for me to say that, because most of the time I was scared and nervous to talk. But now, I said my first thing when I left Eglinton Primary. Bye! Bye, in other words. And when it was the summer holidays at the time, I went, and Miss Francis invited me to her house just for a cup of tea. And that was it. Which was very nice, very generous. But she knew I was going to another school after Eglinton Primary, which I'm happy about. I'm like, I'm moving on to another school very soon after the summer holidays, and I went to Charlton School, Royal Hill. Started in September 2003, and I was still 11 at the time, And when I went into my first class, which was R3, that was my first class. That's when I started at school. And quite frankly, everyone was delighted to see a new student, which is me, coming into the class. And I introduced myself and said, "Hello, everyone. My name is Lawrence Pavitt. I'm new here." And everyone was delighted to have a new student in the class. And my first teacher was Roland in R3. In other words, he was actually my first teacher in that school. Until Roland became a science teacher, and that's when Des came in to took over. Which was amazing. I liked both of them. They taught me good things like how to behave and how to help others, and also if you make a mess, like if you're doing painting or whatever, you always have to clean up after yourselves. They taught me a lot to do that. They told me a lot about that. And then when it came to the time I was leaving Charlton School, Royal Hill, that was in August. I left Charlton School in August 2008. That was. And then a couple of weeks after, when it came to September 2008, that's when I first started Shoes Hill. And quite frankly, people looked at me and all because I had long hair, long hair, and it was back in the days, yeah, as well. Oh well, I did had long hair when I was a kid, because quite frankly, my hair was down to roughly about there, same color as this hair. Um, everyone kept on making me laugh, saying, "Get a haircut, get a haircut." I said, "No, I am not getting a haircut. No, 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 no." When I first started She Was Ill in 2008 September, I went into the independent living skills area. So it's an area where you can sit down and you know talk to each other. Now also getting to know each other as well, and and uh, that's when I first met you know other friends that I wanted to make. You know, and quite frankly, at the start when I first started Shoes Hill, it was pretty hard for me because I wanted to get to know most of these people. And quite frankly, this one, her name was Donna Ragley. She was quite nice to see a new student because she was new as well, and we sat together in independent living skills, and we talked and we got to know each other pretty well, and we got to be as friends. So we always hanged out with each other, and like when she was upset, I'm always there to comfort her. Really, that's what friends do. When a friend sees another friend upset, that person goes to the other person to comfort her. In other words, to calm her down and smile. In other words, cheer her up. In other words, and I'd say this is actually the best way to explain it all. I hope you enjoyed what you heard, and you can also talk about your nursery days, school days, and also college days too. You can do it yourself. Just try your best to explain it. Thank you so much for watching. Here I go again.